I had dinner with an FDA agent one time, and boy, did I learn some stories.
Yikes.
Namely, that a group of people, a trainer thought that he was selling people ginseng. Turns out it was basically powdered up Cialis. So all of his clients were leaving the gym with giant boners and couldn't figure out why. Happy Saturday, and welcome back to the shit show, boys and girls.
Good morning, ladies and gents.
Oh, man. Today we are going to review some things that you should not be stingy about.
Some things are worth the investment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a cheap ass. I'll save $1 here and there, but I don't know. I recently got another tattoo, and it got me thinking. There's just some things in life that if you can't afford them, you should just wait until you can, or don't be surprised with a sad outcome. Obviously, first on my list of things not to cheap on would be tattoos, unless it's a good artist with a flash sale, and then by all means. If anybody out there has regrettable tattoos that you don't mind sharing, please let us know. I really wanted to pull some photos of some shitty tattoos, but then I almost felt bad because it's on somebody's body forever. I didn't want to make fun of.
Maybe next time we won't show their face. Some things don't go the dirt poor route. Like, don't find a sketchy doctor in Mexico or something and get plastic surgery done.
I, in similar fashion, said, something that you definitely should not cheap on would be Botox.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can hit the wrong thing and then have a weird, saggy face.
Speaking of face, don't cheap out on makeup. And when I say, like, yes, there's cheap makeup that's good. Shout out ELF, ELF, however you say them.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're buying your stuff from, like, Alibaba, like, there's something in the makeup over there. I mean, like, it's not healthy for how cheap it is.
That makes sense. Similar to Botox, I would not recommend that you go cheap on getting lip filler.
I can't even do it.
Besides the fact that your lips might look weird, your body is going to reabsorb that. So I feel as though you should know what's in the goo you're squirting into your mouth. Anytime there's a needle involved, it just shouldn't be cheap.
Also, don't skip out on getting veneers. If you were to ever go that route, don't skip that out. Or skip on that. Have you seen people like shave down their teeth into like little gremlin teeth? I know that is a part of how some people do it, but can you imagine going to a bad one and like they're like, oh well, this is it.
I don't recommend that you cheap out on hair plugs. Even expensive hair plugs can be pretty weird. I think they've gotten better, but
don't skimp out on medication. Again, I don't know, Mexico or like off-brand black market type stuff. Just don't do it.
Another thing that you should not really cheap out on, if you're over the age of 40, I don't recommend buying the cheap airline tickets. Your back and your neck can't handle sleeping in the airport. Just buy the Delta tickets or whoever it is. Hell, Southwest can usually be pretty reasonable, but after a couple of just delays and random things, even with the normies, I can't fathom looking forward to a trip that I've been looking forward to and then hopping on some kind of weirdo airline that no one's ever heard of, only for it to never leave its destination, and then me be having a crick neck trying to sleep in the airport waiting for a flight.
Speaking of travel, I wouldn't skip out on car parts and or specifically tires. Don't get tires on sale. Sometimes they're not made for this life anymore.
I don't recommend that you skimp out on a cheap taxidermist if you're trying to keep an effigy of Fluffy alive forever.
I also wouldn't suggest skimping out on a good lawyer. If you find yourself in a position where you need one, that's probably where the time is to spend the most money.
I don't recommend that you try to get a discount on a therapist.
I also don't recommend a massage therapist because I can only imagine the back alley masseuses like, hey, come get a massage for $10. What's going to happen in here when I walk in here?
Similarly, if you're paying for sex, I don't know that a $10 blowjob's a good idea either.
No, it gives me anxiety. Speaking of meat, don't skip out on good meat. The nasty markets with the very old meat. They're like, it's on sale though. No, just get the fresh meat. You don't take your chance on getting food poisoning. Sushi specifically too.
One thing I don't recommend trying to get a discount on would be supplements, especially when you're ordering them online, because for sure what you ordered is not what you got.
1000%, which leads me into don't skimp out on the roids you're buying if you do those, which you shouldn't. But if you were, that can also get super sketch.
I had dinner with an FDA agent one time, and boy, did I learn some stories.
Yikes.
Namely, that a group of people, a trainer thought that he was selling people ginseng. Turns out it was basically powdered up Cialis. So all of his clients were leaving the gym with giant boners and couldn't figure out why. Another thing that I don't understand why you would skimp on is name brands. If you can't afford the actual product, I don't understand why buying this shitty knockoff is cool. Why do you, if it's not a real Gucci bag, why do you want a fake Gucci bag from the guy that was selling it on a tarp on the street? Why is that cool?
To your point, yes. If it's not real, why even do it? You're just pretending, and the right person's gonna know, and then you're gonna look like a fool.
I just don't understand.
Right?
Plus, I think most of those designer bags are ugly anyway, and that's just my personal taste. But I thought the thing of it was that it was the thing, not that you pretended that you could afford it. I don't know. Don't understand it. Whatever. Well, you already touched on this, but I don't recommend trying to save money on sushi. I don't know why you would want to get it on sale. And I also don't know why you would ever buy it from a gas station.
I don't think you should skimp out on the hotel/motel that you're staying at. Just pay a little extra not to be in a really bad part of town with a crackhead knocking at your door at 3 a.m.
But also be careful, because if you skimp out on the
Cameras.
Airbnb, you can also be scared. My last two things that are stupid that I don't believe in skimping on are saran wrap, because it will make you want to die, and garbage bags for the same reason.
My last two are I don't think you should skimp on insurance, even though it feels like it would be nice to do so. And then don't skimp on childcare, because that is the most important thing ever.
And I guess my actual last but not least of things that I don't prefer to save money on would be coffee. Same with shitty beer. I'm not going to expend the calories on something that I don't love. And on that note, see you next Saturday.
Love you. Bye.
Love.
Oof. Nope. The worst outcome is that people have died. People have cut that out. People have unsurvived. Can't say that on YouTube.